Hi everyone, Lawrence Mann, freelance illustrator, concept artist and Corel master painter. Okay, so a day and maybe a little ago, Apple introduced us to the new iPad Pro, and okay, I want to give my first thoughts on that from an artist's point of view. So yeah, okay, it's really interesting. The rumours I've been hearing about that actually are pretty close to the mark from what Apple have shown us. Yeah, it's really interesting. My first thoughts on that are, wow, it's not a bad piece of kit actually. It looks like a major percentage of its audience are going to actually be artists, designers, illustrators and professionals like myself, and if you're watching this then probably you. So okay, how does it compare to our other options basically? So I mean, what are they and how good is it in comparison? So the first one out there really is the standard iPad. This is the iPad Air 2. So it's supposed to be pretty much two of these next to each other. So this is the case for it. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not a bad size. I mean, I have my, I'll throw it down actually. I have my Surface Pro here, which is bigger anyway, but I think, to be honest, once I put my Surface Pro next to this, in terms of the actual screen size rather than the size of the device, the screen on this is about 1.5 times as big. So I think once you go twice as big as this, it'll actually be a half decent size. I used to have the 13-inch Wacom Cintiq and I got rid of it because it wasn't big enough. That was for daily use. It wasn't big enough for daily use from a professional point of view. Now, would I use that for travelling about, you know, as one of these little devices for sitting on the sofa, drawing, you know, as my secondary device? Yeah, totally. You know, if it's the size that it's going to be, yeah, I'm happy with that for my secondary device. I was hoping for a 15-inch device, in truth, yeah. Apple got rid of their 17-inch MacBook Pro, and I know a lot of people were a bit grumpy about it, but then again, there were a lot of rumours about this having USB ports and SD card slots, and that was never going to happen. Another thing I wanted to mention, this has, if you have an iPad or an iPhone, if you go on here, you look around quickly, you will see Adobe has lots and lots of little apps. There we go. And they're really, really good. I'm really happy with, you know, I have a few of these, you know. This one here, Sketch, is brilliant. You'll all have heard of Photoshop Express, probably. There's a brilliant one, Adobe Brush, which you can make brushes from photographs and everyday images that you can, you know. Terry White has a great YouTube video tutorial on his YouTube channel on how to use this. There are loads of them, but they're all great. The only trouble with the normal iPad and with the upcoming iPad Pro is that you can't use real Photoshop on it. You can't use real Corel Painter on it. Basically, is it professional? No, not at the moment, because I can't use Photoshop on it. So I'm a professional illustrator. I'm a professional artist. But I can't use professional programs on it. They're saying that it's got a professional processor in it. You know, it's got a proper chip in it. It's got so much RAM. It's got so much this. It's got so much that. It's you know, it's high quality tech. But the iOS doesn't run programs. It runs apps. As a professional artist, apps are no good to me. As they stand, you know, even the professional companies like Adobe, it's no good to me. Yeah. So the device itself might be good, but unless Adobe want to bring Photoshop out as an app, yeah, I'm not going to buy it. Sorry. My Surface Pro, however, does run Corel Painter. Yeah, Corel Painter 2016. Latest version, runs it perfectly well. Runs Photoshop CC. Runs anything you can think of. Even runs 3D packages. This is pretty sweet. You can get a really nifty keyboard for it. And I've got to say that the keyboard looks a lot like the Apple one that was announced. You know? But I'm not dismissing the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro looks like a really good piece of tech. The only thing I will say is that it's all about the apps that come out for it. So far, the tech looks amazing, and I'd love to get my hands on one, and I'd absolutely love to test it. I think the pencil itself, I'm used to using that, the Wacom pen. So I'd love to see how the Apple Pencil stands up against Wacom technology. That to me sounds like an amazing test. I know it doesn't have an eraser. I know it doesn't have buttons. It doesn't bother me. I want to see how it stands up to be an artist's secondary device. You know, one thing I haven't talked about is also the Wacom Cintiq Companion. You know, is this going to damage Wacom's standing in that respect? But, you know, this to me is going to be all about the apps that come out for it. What's Adobe going to bring out? What's Corel going to bring out? Third-party apps. You know, Apple have always had a lot coming out. So let me know in the comments below what you think. And yeah, so they're my first thoughts. And let me know what you think, and I'll chat to you in a bit.
Well, thanks for watching, and be sure to comment, like, and even subscribe to my channel, Lawrence Can Draw. And if you really did like what you saw here, you can see more of it on my website, lawrenceman.co.uk. I'll see you next time.